How's it going? Galore Wrestling Figures here. Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing the WWE Ultimate Edition Series 21 Cody Rhodes. And I am a bit late to the party with getting this figure. However, it has been quite hard to get, I've noticed. And Wrestling Shop, I saw that they were selling some for 35 each, and I thought, you know what? This is one figure that I want to get. So I thought, why not get it now when then I've got it? And now this came today, and I thought, you know what? Why not review it now? So I have been told on these intros I do talk a bit too much, so I apologise about that. So I will get into the figure as soon as possible. However, I just sort of want to show you the presentation of the figure, how it is in the box. First off, I'll say it looks beautiful. This figure looks amazing. Like this mock, if you're a mock collector, I can see why it looks amazing. The thing I will say is, straight off, the first thing I can see is, I won't show it until I've unboxed it, I can see a couple of little quality control issues. However, I'll get into that later. So as you can see, here's sort of the figure, of course the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and just sort of the front, it looks amazing, especially that attire as well. That attire is one he wore at WrestleMania 39. It's an amazing attire, that, and I'm glad we've got it in Ultimate Edition form. This side, of course, American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. The back, see, this, I think it is meant to have more details on the back, but this is a UK box and not a US box, and it's the same with Elites as well. So of course there's the figure on the back. I don't know who's taking that photo. I think he's on Instagram, but I can't remember who it is. There's Cody, of course, WrestleMania 39. On the side as well, Cody Rhodes. And then there's the box. I think it's a really good box. It is quite light as well, but there's just something about Ultimate Editions. Fair enough, they can be expensive, but I can sort of see why, because the figures themselves do look good. So I think that's enough talking about sort of the box and how I got it. So now, let's review it. So now that I've opened the figure, as always, we're going to start off with the accessories first. And of course, this is an Ultimate Edition, so you do get quite a few accessories with it. And I think the accessories that come with this are definitely special. So we'll start off with the interchangeable hands first. You only get one pair. And of course, the ones that are on the figure already are mic holding hands, so you don't get any closed-fisted hands. However, you do get these. I have seen Cody, you know, if he puts his hand on his weight belt, definitely does this with his hands. So of course, wrist tape on one hand, wrist tape on one finger. So you only get one pair of interchangeable hands. However, these accessories definitely make up for it. You do get one interchangeable head, so 2 heads in total, whereas with his his other Ultimate Edition, you did get 3 heads in total. However, I do quite like this head. Of course, it's a screaming head. You know, if you're doing his entrance or just mid-match, you can definitely recreate it with his head. Definitely see Cody. No scuffs on this head as well. Quality control's quite good. Yeah, I do quite like it. Definitely see Cody in that. And of course, essentially from the other Ultimate Edition, the only head you are missing is a smiling face head. However, this head makes up for it. You know, it's unique. I do quite like it. You also get the weight belt as well. Now, these accessories here, these two, these are sort of the main, sort of the ones everyone's looking at. So, of course, this weight belt, it is a new design. So, of course, there's Cody in sort of bronze. That's sort of the style that he's gone with. I think on the inside as well, there's nothing on it, but I think I do remember on sort of the inside, he did sort of put all the promotions he was in before he returned to WWE, which was cool. So, of course, for obvious reasons, they can't do it in figure form, which is understandable. So, of course, Cody there in sort of a bronze gold colour. And now the weight belt, it's sort of like a buckle, like a rubber peg. And then sort of like a hole there. And what I don't like is, not sure why it isn't focusing, it's quite hard to sort of do it up. The peg is smaller than it's bigger than the hole. That's sort of like what it should look like. They should have sort of put the hole on the other side, because now the details off that side you can't see. However, I do quite like it. They have done it quite well. Now, comparing it to another weight belt, just a normal weight belt that we do usually get with quite a few Codys, you can definitely see the difference. quite hard to sort of hold. You sort of see the difference. However, I think I do prefer this one, the top one, just because it's easier to do. So hopefully in the future they do improve this, but they do struggle with weight belts, so hopefully they can get it right soon. But yeah, so that's the weight belts. And now, I think you know what's coming next. Put them accessories to the side. The entrance jacket. So this entrance jacket, of course it's based off WrestleMania 39. Yeah, there's a lot to say about it. The first thing I will say is it is missing a bit of detail on the back. I think the wings, however, for obvious reasons, because you know they are wings, which would be quite hard to do in figure form. I do quite like it. It's accurate. I'll definitely say that. I'm not sure why, but this sort of red and white reminds me of Cody, sort of in his early days when he used to wear red and white, 2011, 12-ish. But yeah, it's definitely accurate. You know, I've done the shoulders well. But yeah, I'm not sure if this is accurate at the bottom, just sort of how it is like this. It might be. However, there's a lot of stuff going on with it, and it is definitely accurate, and it does look good. I will say that. A couple of small bits that are accurate, but I think that they have done it quite well. And also one thing I will say as well is quality control on this jacket, believe it or not, is pretty much perfect. There's a little scuff on Cody's logo on the back there, but quality control on this, you would think it wouldn't be perfect. However, it's nearly perfect. And of course, they have done it sort of just with rubber buckles there. And that's the thing I don't like about Mattel. Rubber accessories, they sort of are quite hard to do. However, managed to get it back together like that. And of course, with that, that is rubber. These are just sort of normal plastic arms, and then rubber. So of course these are interchangeable. They do go on the jacket, and I'll show the jacket on the figure soon. Once I reviewed the figure. So of course these go with it. You know, they have done them quite well. You know, definitely sort of see what they are meant to be. I'm not sure if they're 100% accurate. There might be a couple of small little details missing. However, I do quite like them. Yeah, there's that. So I think the jacket, just a quick what it's meant to look like. Show it on the figure soon. But yeah, I do quite like it. So that's pretty much it for all of the accessories. And now, you know what we need to do now? Let's go on to the figure itself. So here's the figure in all of its glory. And now, I will say, once you've sort of opened it in hand, it feels amazing. Yeah, let's get onto the figure itself. Of course, I've shown you the accessories, and now the actual figure. So, of course, this is based off WrestleMania 39. The head scan you do get with it, as I said, this is one that comes on it. Is sort of, pretty sure it's exactly the same as, say, Elite 101. We have seen it a few times. But, of course, it is interchangeable. So, of course, I can take that off. And then just put that one on. Yeah, I do quite like that Screaming head scan. Definitely one of his best head scans. But I know that he's upcoming, is it Elite 111? I think it's based off SummerSlam 2023. Is it Elite 111? It's the same series that's got Trish Stratus in, I think. I know that figure has got a new head scan, so I'm looking forward to getting to that figure. But so the head scan's quite good on this. So the torso, they've changed the torso. I haven't got the original Cody Ultimate to compare it to. However, that is one of my figures that I do want to try getting soon. Because people hate on it. I do quite like it, but it's still one that I need. However, they have changed the torso, and I do think that this is more accurate. You know, of course, you sort of, this torso, I'm not sure who else they've used it on, but you know, you can sort of see the abs and sort of muscle sort of more clearly, which is good. Yeah, I do quite like this one. I think it is the right torso choice compared to the other one. But I'll put up a picture now sort of to compare it to. But as I said, I don't have the other Ultimate Edition, so it's quite hard to compare it to. But it is quite good. So, of course, Ultimate Editions, definitely the right torso choice. That's enough of that. So, of course, Ultimate Editions, butterfly joints move nice. I know sometimes they do get a bit stuck. These are perfect. Of course, the ab crunch goes down, goes back. And that's the thing I do like about AEW Supremes. Of course, with AEW figures, you can take off the bottom. And the only reason I would like it to take off the top with this is just because it's easier to get the jacket on, etc. But, you know, it's not too bad. The arms, yeah, I think they're the right arms, you know. Cody's quite a jacked guy, so I think that they have used the right arms. So, of course, this is a Supreme, not a Supreme, an Ultimate Edition, sorry. So you can just take the arms off, just like that. You've always got to be careful. So there's that. Are they going to go back on? Yeah, they are. So that's pretty much the upper torso. Of course, the neck tattoo as well. Does connect onto the neck, onto the face scan. The dream tattoo. I know he has got a finger tattoo, but I don't think that they added it. Although you couldn't really always see it, so it's not too bad. But yeah, I could have sworn he does have a tattoo on his finger. So that's pretty much the upper torso. Now the tights. Of course, this is a really good attire. I do quite like it. Now, of course, I will say there is a bit of quality control issue there. However, you know, it's not too bad. A little bit on that white as well. However, yeah, it's not too bad, you know. I know I've seen people who've got a lot worse, so yeah, I'm not really going to complain. And of course, since Cody returned at the Royal Rumble 2023, I've noticed his attires have been a lot more different to what he used to wear. However, I do quite like this attire. Of course, he has got that sort of logo that he does always have. Also, that's his sort of, it's on the back as well. Also, that's sort of his own logo because he does have it on all of his tights. But they are accurate as well, you know, not too much quality control issues, and I do quite like it. But that's the thing about a lot of more recent figures that do have quality control issues. However, the figure sort of makes up for it. And that goes for AEW figures as well. Quality control isn't always perfect. Knee pads, I know with the Ultimate Edition, the other one, it didn't have knee pads on. However, with this, yeah, I do quite like them. More accurate, I suppose. The boots, there is a little scuff there. However, it's not too bad. Of course, he's got a logo on there and there. Sort of black going around it, which is accurate, and the gold on the back. Toe articulation. And I think that covers it for the articulation and the attire, but I do quite like it. I think the reason why I like this figure is simply because, not the figure itself, well, the figure itself, but also the attire. I think that it's just really good. And Ultimate Editions, in hand, they feel really good. I do think it has delivered. And now, what I want to do is, I want to put the jacket on. And it does take a minute to get the jacket on, so I'll see you in a second. So this is what I wanted to see. The Cody with the jacket on, and I will say, this is amazing. The weight belt was a bit hard to get on, and for some reason that sort of part of the jacket isn't fully going on. But apart from that, oh, this is just amazing. I think as well, you know, I'm a big Cody fan, but I think the attire as well, just in figure form, just makes it amazing. And I definitely think that, you know, it's arguably figure of the year contender, especially with the jacket on. So now I've got a jacket on, I may as well do it. I need to do a couple of comparisons. So, a couple of figures I want to compare it to. The Elite 101 Cody Rhodes and the AEW Supreme. So, I've got a few Codys, but I just thought it'd be fair to do these. First thing I want to do, height comparison compared to the Elite. Yeah, pretty much exactly the same. This one, the legs are out a bit, so that'll be why. I do think that they have, with the Ultimate Edition, sort of scaled Cody sort of to the right height. Comparing it to the Supreme, yeah, pretty much perfect again. I will say, and I'm just noticing it, the Supreme, the hair seems to be a lot lighter, which I'm not sure. I think this is more accurate, the hair, but I think I just sort of prefer how that looks in figure form. So now I've sort of got to rate these. So personally, the Ultimate Edition over, well, pretty much any Elite code he's had since he returned. And as I say, I don't have the original Ultimate Edition to compare it to. However, hopefully I do get it soon. Personally, out of these two, I think I've got to give it to the Ultimate Edition. The Ultimate Edition, especially compared to the Elite, I do like all of Cody's Elite since he's returned. Well, in his wrestling gear, that is. However, I just think that, because of course the Ultimate Edition does have the jacket, the accessories, I've got to give it to the Ultimate Edition. So, now here's the ultimate question, no pun intended. Supreme or Ultimate Edition? you know, I'm not. Both of these are amazing figures, and this arguably one of the best AEW figures, arguably one of the best Mattel figures. By all means, I'm not sort of saying just because, for example, the entrance jacket on this attire is better than that one doesn't mean that one's bad. But personally, out of the two, it's hard to say because I'm going to go with this one, the Supreme, only because I prefer the entrance jacket. I do really like this one, but this sort of jacket, the sort of the USA style jacket, well, I think that's what meant to be the American flag. But I know, because I know Cody's quite patriotic. But I think as well, the attire, I do like this one. I do prefer it. However, I think this one feels better in hand because, of course, Supreme, it's an Ultimate Edition. Supreme sometimes do feel a bit loose, and mine is a bit loose. So it's hard to tell, really. I prefer the attire on this one, but in hand, I prefer this one. But I think overall, they're both really good figures. And if you had to get one, I wouldn't even decide which one to get. Get one or the other. I'll get both because, they're both amazing figures. And I just want to compare as well the back really quickly. Nice, that's really good. Now I'm looking. I'm not sure if it's meant to be sort of like a slit down the middle. But yeah, these are just two really good figures. And the Supreme as well. If you haven't got this one, I don't think I've done a review on it. You need to get it. One of the best figures ever made. But I think that does it for the comparisons of the Cody Rhodes Ultimate Edition. I think that does it for the review. And once again, this figure, it's an amazing figure. Now, the question you all want to know, what do I rate it out of 10? I always do this with reviews. I'm going to give it a solid 9.5 out of 10. The only reason why it's lost half a point, because of the quality control, that's it. Just something as little as that, and chances are, if you get one of these, you might not even have quality control issues. But it's a perfect figure, and I do think that, when you sort of got it in hand, there's just so many possibilities you can do with it in terms of entrance jacket on, entrance jacket off, different head. And I think that is a really good figure, and it's one that you definitely need. If you're a Cody fan or you just need it, I'm a big fan of what Cody's doing at the moment. I've always been a Cody fan. And one thing I will say, I've got quite a lot of Cody figures. I definitely need more. He's quite toyetic, isn't he? Yeah, I definitely need more Codys. And maybe another one of these to have without the entrance jacket off. But I hope you like this review. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.